Hey Lisa, Jessica Peterson here. Thank you so much for speaking with me earlier and accepting this free video. I'm super excited that you did because I'm about to show you 3 things you can start applying right away, and it's going to make a huge difference for your business. And I know that it will because we've applied these same strategies with over 50 other restoration companies just like you guys. And it's made a huge difference. I'm talking reaching goals they didn't know even thought possible. Okay, right now you got 92 people on average finding your website organically online. That means you're missing out on thousands of potential website visitors and over 70% of actual jobs every single month not having these strategies in place. And as I dive deeper and look into the keywords, the traffic that you're actually generating is irrelevant traffic. It's not even for your services, okay? So you're definitely not converting when people land on your website. So we definitely need to work on these 3 strategies. We're going to talk about your content, your citations, and backlinks, okay? Here we are on your website. It has a decent foundation set up, okay? I like that you have these call outs here. It helps build trust. I like that you have a click to call phone numbers and some more trusting factors, okay? Those are all good things and can help with conversion, okay? When it comes to ranking a website, it is based on content. Google doesn't rank based on appearance. It is based on content. So that's your images, videos, and text, okay? You do need separate pages for each of your major services, and it does look like you have that at least, which is good. At the bare minimum, that's what you need. Also highly recommend having separate service area pages for each city or area that you service, so you can be found in those communities. Now, this up here, this hero section, the header, you're missing the header section. You're missing a footer. But in this header section, this is a pretty important section. You don't have much time to capture your visitor's attention, okay? And so this should definitely have some call outs here. And I would recommend have a form. Because once people get here, you want them to convert. And when you have a form right here in the hero section up in the header, we see about 80% increase in conversion rate. So you definitely want to think about that, okay? Now, when we're talking content, like I said, that's images as well as text. Making sure every image on your website is optimized with the right local keywords. Okay, this does say water damage, so that's helpful, but that's not local, that's national. So, I'm so sorry. Based in San Antonio, your website should be based in San Antonio. Your homepage, your service pages should all be San Antonio based keywords. When people are searching for service, 90% of the time they don't know who you are. They've never had this issue before. They're searching the problem and looking for help. And so those are the keywords that people are actively searching that you need to be targeting. And people search differently. And so you want to capitalize on that. So for water damage restoration, it would be water damage restoration San Antonio. San Antonio water damage restoration. Water damage San Antonio. Water removal San Antonio. Okay? You've got to focus on those local keywords. You do have very minimal written content here. And then interlinking to your pages. The interlinking is good. We just don't have enough information. There's 0 keywords here. No keyword strategy. And we have some more trust factors here. And then no footer. So you're missing out quite a bit here when it comes to content. Like I said, it is key. Your homepage is the most important page of your entire website. It ties all pages together. So it needs to have at least 1,500 words or more of written content. That content needs to be built around the services that you're offering in that area using those local keywords. Now, if your competitors have more than 1,500 words, you will need more than they have. So you'll want 1,800 or 2,000 words, okay? So definitely have to work on your content and keyword strategy, because Google is sending crawlers to your website that scans every single image, every piece of text, all of your pages, to understand what your website is about, what type of services do you offer, and where do you offer these services. And so right now, Google is confused. They don't really understand what's going on here. And if Google doesn't understand, we can't expect them to send customers your way, okay? So definitely have to work on those strategies. When we look at your competitor, top competitor for water damage in your area is American Water Damage. They have a very basic website. They have a lot of pages that aren't actually in this navigation. They do service multiple areas and have service pages for those. They also have multiple services and service pages. And they also do a lot of blogs and stuff, okay? But they have no real content on this homepage. They do have a form, but like I said, at the bottom of the page. And so these guys are absolutely beatable for you guys. You just have to do better than they are doing. That means more content, better quality content, more pages, more long form blog articles, and that kind of thing, okay? Now, when your customers do a search, we know they'll do a search something like this. And when they do, there's 3 main spots on the first page of Google that your business can have good position in, meaning being closer to the top, okay? The first are generally going to be ads. Those are your cost per click ads, local service ads, and these can be really profitable, really lucrative, if that's what you want to do, as long as you have your foundation set up correctly, you have the right landing pages, and you're not just sending people to your main website, that you have properly designed landing pages to convert them. If not, you need to work on those strategies first before diving into this, or it's going to be a huge money pit, okay? Now, these next 2 sections are really important, because this section here, this is your Google Maps, your Google Business Profile. In this map pack, you want to be one of the top 3, because nearly 30% of people skip everything else and they come right here. So if you're not one of these top 3 companies, you're leaving money on the table, and quite literally you're sending your customers to your competition. So in order to get here, you need to optimize your profile and go and get citations. And citations are listing the name of your business, your address, phone number, and website, and listing those in a bunch of directories, like the Yellow Pages, Better Business Bureau, Glassdoor, Yelp, Angie's, Houzz. Even your social media profiles are citations. So you need a lot more of those. You need more than your competition. When we're competing against our competition, we always have to have more and do better, okay? So getting those citations are going to help you for ranking. And then this last section here is the most important section. This is the organic section. And it's the most important because 60 to 70% of people will skip ads and the maps. They come right here and click to a website. So if you're not listed here, you're losing 60 to 70% of the jobs every single month. So in order for your website to be here, it all comes back down to the foundation of this website. Is it properly designed with the right content and keyword strategy? And then are you supporting that with SEO backlinks? Okay. So this is Ahrefs, a paid tool we use that tells us how your website is performing. We can see you have a rating of a 19 out of 100 in Google's Trust Flow, which isn't too bad. Most of the sites I look at have a much lower score, okay? This score has part to do with your website, but more so the power you're sending to the website. Your website is a tool, and like all tools, it requires power. And we send that power with backlinks, okay? So you do need a lot of backlinks. You need more backlinks than on your competition, and better quality backlinks than your competition. But it's important to understand that not all are created equal. You only want good quality, do follow links that are closely related to your business, okay? That's from other home service businesses, vendors, magazines, directories, etc., okay? You don't want to go after something like Pizza Hut or Burger King, even though those are high-ranking sites, because you don't serve food. That would actually do more harm than good, okay? So you want the right type of links. And then when you do that, the more you get, the higher this score gets. The more Google trusts your website, the more it pushes your website higher to rank. And it will help rank those keywords. Now, because your website really has very minimal content and no keyword strategy, you've been indexed for 16, and you do have 92 people coming to your website. But as I said, it's pretty much irrelevant traffic. It's not buyer intent. You have a couple keywords here that are ranking. It's for your brand and for a pricing list, okay? These are not buyer intent keywords. Those are informational. Informational is not going to convert when they land on your website. So we want to be going after the keywords that are actual buyer intent. So when they land on their website, they're converting because they need your help, okay? So we need to focus on the right strategy to get the traffic that you need. Now, if we look at your competition, we can see here they have a rating of an 8, much lower than yours, but they have higher backlinks, which proves not all backlinks are created equal. They got a lot of spammy stuff here, so you don't have to copy those spammy ones. We just have to do better and higher quality links than they have. And because they have more pages and content, they've been indexed for over 300 keywords, and they're getting over 1,400 in traffic. And when we actually look at their keywords, there's 10 spots per page on Google. So we can see they're actually ranking for these keywords. We can see the amount of traffic available. Just this one keyword, water damage restoration San Antonio, is 500 searches every month that you're missing out on and not being indexed for. So you're missing out on all of these buyer intent high volume keywords, okay? So you definitely need to work on these strategies. And when you do, this company is absolutely beatable, okay? So please feel free to take these strategies, run with it, apply it today, and start making a difference. Start helping more people in your community. But if you'd rather focus on what you do best and have a partner in growth, give us a call at Peterson SEO, because this is our specialty, and we specialize in working with restoration companies just like you guys. So please feel free to reach out, ask questions, give us a call, send us a text, reply to our email, and we would be happy to chat. And if you don't mind, I would also love to get some feedback on your thoughts on this video so I can continue to make them better for you guys, okay? So thanks again for watching, and I look forward to hearing from you soon.